And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vasel, and today we're taking a look at a little small game called Afternova, which has a nice shiny box here showing a planet kind of blowing up. Basically, the solar system's been destroyed by a supernova. Oh no! All right, but now, these worlds are blowing up and being destroyed, but hey, you, as a team of aliens, is going to come in and harvest all the resources from these planets, working together and against other teams. And so you are trying to hire different people to get this done. This is a game in which you're going to be taking anthropomorphic animals and go in and get these minerals. It's a very light little card game about collecting cards and turning them in to get resources. Here we go. So there are 3 decks of cards in this game. We got blueprint cards, hired pawns, and then the planets. And this is how many you'll start out. Players are going to start with a hand of the hired pawns, depending on what player order, and a blueprint card. Blueprints are how you're going to win the game. You're going to need to discard the number of gems of these colors to get that many victory points. Each player is going to start with a random spaceship, and on the back of this, it gives you your game end scoring and stuff, but it also tells you a couple colors that you'll get an extra point for each one of these that you've done on your blueprint. So that was purple and white. So if I finish this blueprint here, it would not be worth 5 points, it would be worth 5, 6, 7 points. On a player's turn, they have 2 different things that they can do. One of them is to basically collect more cards. So you can add cards to your hand. This is called going to the market. You can have up to 8 cards in your hand, and you can draw 3 cards, and you can take a mix. I could take 1, 2, 3 like that, or I could take 1, 2, 3. And in fact, if I don't like cards that are out, I could say I don't want any of these cards, wipe them all, discard them, and put out 4 new ones. But if I do that, I take 1 less card. So now instead of getting 4, instead of getting 3 cards, I would only get 2 cards. The other major thing that you're going to do is you're going to extract from a planet, and this is how you get the gems. So when you extract from a planet, you'll notice that there's a certain number. Here I need 4 mining and 2 piloting. So I might look at my hand here, and I have 2 piloting and I have 2 mining, but I need more, so I can ask other players to help me, and we can make any agreement that we want. So maybe another player says, well, I'll add in a mining. I'm like, well, that's really not good enough. They'll say, hey, I'll add a mining and I'll give you one of the yellows. You can give someone a yellow off their own ship. Once we come to the deal, and if you can't come to a deal, you can change your mind and just take cards instead. But once we come to the deal, then these are split the way that people said. Then the planet's going to be discarded. We'll add a new planet out here, and then we'll just draw from the gem bag and put some more on here of various colors for the next planet. The gems that you get, you're going to store on your ship. Now, you can complete a blueprint as a free action. Whether you take cards or extract minerals from a planet, you can always complete a blueprint. So let's say I had 2 black and a green. I could pay both those at the end of any player's turn, not just my own. And then I'll tuck this under my card. This one here happens to give me an extra storage, but they can give you special abilities. When I help another player extract, I get a random gem from the bag. After your market action, I can draw a card from either deck. And you can have multiples of the same one. I can have extra storage here. There's several of those here. Some are just worth points. After my extract action, draw a card from the deck. Here, black can be used as any color when completing a blueprint card. A lot of these are very similar to each other. Yellow can be used. And so players are collecting these, and as players collect them, that's what triggers the end of the game. Once someone finishes their 6th blueprint, everyone else gets 1 final turn to play a blueprint if they have one. You can't have more than 6. And then you add up your points. Whoever has the most points is the winner. Remember, points are gotten from the blueprints themselves, from each fragment that's still in your storage. So if you have any left over here, they're worth a point. And then each of these based on your hidden objective. The oversized planet cards are really cool. I really like them, even if they are terrifying to think the fact that there's a hermit crab inside your planet about to come out, or bees. But these planet cards look great. The artwork for these is just amazing. I'm really thrilled with how it looks. They look fantastic. The animals are good too, and I think people will be more divided on these. Here's my thing. I just can't get over the fact, I like the animals, I guess. It's just that the heads of the animals looks like they took a real animal head and stuck it on there. So that's a real horse head. This isn't like an anthropomorphic horse. It's a real horse head. That's a real dog head. It almost pulls me out of it because that dog looks like someone stuck a dog head on a suit or something like that. The artwork's fine though, and maybe that's just my own weird hang up there. And the card quality's fine, and the gem bag's fine, and I like that everything fits very nicely in a box with very clear, easy to understand rules. I'm always happy when I get a little game from a company that I don't know very well, and it's quite good. And that's the way this one is. Afternova is a small little resource collection game that really in one way reminds me in a sense of Ticket to Ride, the card game. That's what this feels like, a Ticket to Ride. You're collecting things, you turn them in, you get these, you get points. But it's a little more than that. As you finish these blueprints up, you will get special abilities which can help you and maybe even hurt you. And by that I mean, if I've been one game where I played this where somebody took some stuff that gave them resources when they helped other people, people were less eager for that person to help them then because of the bonuses you got. Now there is negotiation in this game, and the game wisely does that. Most of these planets have 4 to 5 resources that you get from them. Your ship can only hold 4 resources. And you probably will have a few left over as the game goes by. So while you can just save up resources and do a planet yourself, throwing away the extra ones, it's in your benefit to let other people help you, because why should you waste all your cards in one when you don't need everything that's there? There's a tiniest flaw in the game, and so let's say that these are the 4 spaceships that are handed out at the beginning of the game. And you'll see here, let me raise that a bit here. The top 3 got black, yellow, yellow, white, white, black, and the bottom gets green, purple. The green, purple is going to have a slightly easier game than everybody else because they're going for resources the other 3 are not. And that's not a huge thing, but something I noticed that could possibly happen. At the same time, the game's so light, does it matter? Collect 3 cards, or make these little short, not tough negotiation with other players. I need 2 pilots. You got 2 pilots. You want the green? You know what? I want the green. Oh, you want the red? Okay, I'll give you the red. Very fast, very fun to play through. It says on here 10 minutes per player. That feels pretty accurate, which means I might not necessarily always want to play with the full player count of 6 because it's an hour, and this game feels like it's not necessarily an hour's worth. But then you could always just play to 5 blueprints to win instead of 6. Either way, nice quality components, nice compact little game here. Feels like it's more, feels like something that we've seen a lot of before, and yet at the same time is fast and smooth enough that it feels a little bit fresh anyway. Afternova, great looking game and fun to play. Dice Tower Judgment approved.